Welcome to this transformative self-coaching program designed to help you integrate and heal the pattern and beliefs of resistance to surrender. This is an emotional EMDR mini course whose goal is to guide you through a process of understanding, reframing, and building resilience to this pattern and beliefs. It is recommended that you use this program in full screen mode, while sitting still and upright. Follow the movements of the ball or pattern on the screen with your eyes. As the words from the audio are spoken, notice the feelings they evoke in your body and any mental images that may arise. If your mind starts to wander, gently redirect your focus back to the moving ball or pattern. Optionally, or if you are not able to use video, you can also tap on one or more EFT points. How it works. In step 1, we evoke the distressful emotional state of the belief or pattern. Note: this can be emotionally triggering. Take full responsibility for your well-being. In step 2, we offer ourselves loving, compassionate self-acceptance for this state and beliefs. We then reframe the belief, pattern or state with new positive suggestions to the mind. We then bridge the mind into the new, more positive reality. We finally express gratitude for the new positive reality, taking it as fact. Ready. Section 1. Unpacking emotional experiences. We begin with a setup of the issue. Even though I struggle with this pattern, I choose to still deeply love, honor and accept myself, and I am open to a more empowering state of being. Take a deep breath. I feel overwhelmed by the notion of surrender, as if I'm losing control of everything I value. When I think of letting go, I am gripped by fear, worrying I might lose my identity. In moments of surrender, I often feel weak and vulnerable, as if I'm exposing myself to harm. I recall times in my past where surrendering led to pain, making me hesitant to let go now. I feel anxious about the future, fearing surrender might lead to more losses and disappointments. Surrendering feels like admitting defeat, and it makes me feel like a failure. I often feel trapped by the need to control, fearing that surrender will only worsen my situation. Remembering moments of vulnerability from surrendering in the past brings me discomfort. I worry that if I surrender, I will be taken advantage of or seen as weak. The thought of giving up control causes me intense stress and sleepless nights. I feel disconnected from my true self when I consider surrendering, as if I'm betraying my principles. Surrendering seems like an alien concept, and it scares me to step into the unknown. I often experience a sense of loss and sadness when I think about letting go and surrendering. I find myself resisting surrender, as it feels like I'm giving up on my dreams and desires. The idea of surrendering brings up deep-seated fears from my past, making it difficult to embrace. Section 2. Feel into this balanced, compassionate perspective from your inner coach. Maintain your attention on the EMDR screen, following the movements of the shape or pattern with your eyes. I warmly welcome my feelings of being overwhelmed by surrender, acknowledging their depth and sincerity. I gently accept my fear of losing my identity through surrender, understanding its roots in my need for self-preservation. I compassionately embrace my feelings of weakness and vulnerability in surrender, recognizing them as signs of my humanity. I lovingly acknowledge the pain from past experiences of surrender, seeing it as part of my journey towards growth. I hold space for my anxiety about the future related to surrender, knowing it reflects my deep care for my well-being. I kindly recognize the feelings of defeat in surrender, understanding them as a natural response to challenging situations. I tenderly accept my need to control and the fear that surrender might worsen things, seeing it as a part of my learning process. I compassionately observe my discomfort from past vulnerabilities, acknowledging them as valuable life lessons. I warmly welcome my worry of being taken advantage of in surrender, understanding it as a protective instinct. I gently hold my stress and sleepless nights over losing control, seeing them as indicators of my deep commitment to my life. I lovingly acknowledge the disconnection I feel when considering surrender, seeing it as a part of my quest for authenticity. I embrace my fear of the unknown in surrender, recognizing it as a natural part of embracing new experiences. I kindly accept my feelings of loss and sadness associated with surrender, understanding them as part of my emotional spectrum. I compassionately observe my resistance to surrender, acknowledging it as a reflection of my passion and drive. I gently hold my fears from the past related to surrender, recognizing them as integral parts of my life story. Section 3. Visualizing positive change. Take a deep breath. I am choosing now to view my overwhelm with surrender as a courageous step towards personal growth and self-trust. I am open to the possibility that surrendering can strengthen my identity, enriching it with flexibility and resilience. I could consider that my vulnerability in surrender is actually a powerful display of strength and authenticity. It would be nice if I saw past pains from surrendering as stepping stones to a more empowered and wiser self. It is possible that my anxiety about the future can transform into excitement for new opportunities that surrender brings. I can start to perceive my feelings of defeat in surrender as moments of learning and pivotal points for redirection. I am willing to explore how surrendering could lead to greater peace and less need for control, enhancing my life quality. I have the opportunity to view my discomfort from past vulnerabilities as valuable lessons in resilience and courage. I am capable of embracing the idea that being seen as weak when I surrender could actually reflect my inner strength. I am ready to see my stress about losing control as an invitation to trust in the flow of life and my ability to adapt. I am beginning to see that feeling disconnected when considering surrendering can lead to a deeper connection with my authentic self. I am receptive to the idea that stepping into the unknown of surrender can be an exciting adventure in self-discovery. I am shifting towards seeing my feelings of loss and sadness in surrender as part of a natural process of emotional growth. I am open-minded about viewing my resistance to surrender as an opportunity to challenge and expand my boundaries. I am allowing myself to see that my past fears related to surrender are guides leading me towards greater self-awareness and peace. Section 4. Bridging the two worlds from emotion to aspiration. Remember to maintain your focus on the EMDR screen, following the movements of the shape or pattern with your eyes. Even though I feel overwhelmed by the notion of surrender, as if I'm losing control, I warmly welcome these feelings, acknowledging their depth, and I am choosing now to view this overwhelm as a courageous step towards personal growth and self-trust. Although I am gripped by fear of losing my identity when thinking of letting go, I gently accept this fear, understanding its roots, and I am open to the possibility that surrendering can strengthen my identity, enriching it with flexibility and resilience. While I often feel weak and vulnerable in moments of surrender, I compassionately embrace these feelings as signs of my humanity, and I could consider that my vulnerability is actually a powerful display of strength and authenticity. Though I recall times in my past where surrendering led to pain, I lovingly acknowledge this pain as part of my journey, and it would be nice if I saw these past pains as stepping stones to a more empowered and wiser self. Even though I feel anxious about the future, fearing surrender might lead to losses, I hold space for this anxiety, knowing it reflects deep care, and it is possible that this anxiety can transform into excitement for new opportunities. Although surrendering feels like admitting defeat, making me feel like a failure, I kindly recognize these feelings as natural, and I can start to perceive feelings of defeat as moments of learning and pivotal points for redirection. While I often feel trapped by the need to control, fearing that surrender will worsen my situation, I tenderly accept this fear as part of my learning, and I am willing to explore how surrendering could lead to greater peace. Though remembering moments of vulnerability from surrendering brings me discomfort, I compassionately observe this discomfort as valuable lessons, and I have the opportunity to view these vulnerabilities as lessons in resilience and courage. Even though I worry about being seen as weak if I surrender, I warmly welcome this worry as a protective instinct, and I am capable of embracing the idea that this perception could actually reflect my inner strength. While the thought of giving up control causes me intense stress and sleepless nights, I gently hold my stress, seeing it as an indicator of commitment, and I am ready to see this stress as an invitation to trust in the flow of life. Although I feel disconnected from my true self when considering surrendering, I lovingly acknowledge this feeling, seeing it as part of my quest for authenticity, and I am beginning to see that this can lead to a deeper connection with my authentic self. While surrendering seems like an alien concept, scaring me to step into the unknown, I embrace this fear, recognizing it as a part of new experiences, and I am receptive to the idea that this can be an exciting adventure in self-discovery. Even though I experience a sense of loss and sadness when thinking about letting go, I kindly accept these feelings as part of my emotional spectrum, and I am shifting towards seeing these feelings as part of natural emotional growth. Although I find myself resisting surrender, feeling like I'm giving up on dreams, I compassionately observe this resistance, acknowledging it as a reflection of passion, and I am open-minded about viewing this resistance as an opportunity to expand my boundaries. While the idea of surrendering brings up deep-seated fears from my past, I gently hold these fears, recognizing them as parts of my life story, and I am allowing myself to see that these fears are guides leading me towards greater self-awareness and peace. If you were tapping, you can stop as we go into gratitude. Section 5. Preemptive gratitude for transformation. I am grateful for the strength and wisdom I have gained through embracing the concept of surrender. I am thankful for the deeper understanding of my true self that surrender has revealed to me. I appreciate the courage I found in myself to face vulnerability and transform it into empowerment. I am grateful for the lessons learned from my past experiences with surrender, shaping me into a more resilient individual. I am thankful for the new opportunities and possibilities that have opened up as I've learned to embrace surrender. I express gratitude for the growth I've experienced by viewing my moments of defeat as valuable learning opportunities. I am grateful for discovering inner peace and a reduced need to control everything, thanks to my journey with surrender. I appreciate the resilience and courage that have come from facing my past vulnerabilities with compassion. I am thankful for learning to see my perceived weaknesses in surrender as reflections of my true strength. I express deep gratitude for the trust I've developed in life's flow and my ability to adapt, which has come from facing my fears of losing control. I am grateful for the deeper connection with my authentic self, fostered through my experiences with surrender. I appreciate the excitement and adventure in self-discovery that embracing the unknown in surrender has brought. I am thankful for the emotional growth and understanding I've gained from allowing myself to feel loss and sadness in surrender. I express gratitude for the opportunity to challenge and expand my boundaries through my resistance to surrender. I am deeply grateful for the self-awareness and peace that have emerged from acknowledging and understanding my past fears related to surrender. Section 6. Closing and next steps. Take a deep, rejuvenating breath. Congratulations on completing this transformative session. Take a note of how you feel in comparison to how you started, and consider journaling your notes about this session and any areas you'd like to explore. Be attentive to the potential reduction in the emotional weight of certain memories and actual circumstance shifts in your daily life. Note that it may take one, several or many uses of this program to completely clear or reframe this pattern and beliefs. This program and affirmations serve to fortify your inner journey toward a more empowered state. Feel free to revisit them whenever you need to. For more details, see the link in the bio or description.